Hey guys, yes, it's 2019, and where is it? It's a good time to be here on planet Earth. Why? Because Denver just legalized, or I should say decriminalized, psilocybin containing mushrooms. Yes, that thing that you can go to jail, that thousands of people have gone to prison for years upon years, over a thing that grows out of the ground, that is now decriminalized under Ordinance 301, so that if you are an adult over the age of 21, you can have your mushrooms. You can have your mushrooms. They won't put police pressure. They won't put secret ops to try to shut down grow operations or track down just people out at the park or taking mushrooms or walking around. All that is dying down, so that now those efforts can be put towards other crimes or other situations that we believe a cop should go more lean towards. Then this is another step, just like we did with the cannabis. I'm here in California, so I'm able to enjoy the recreational feeling of cannabis. The recreational feeling of cannabis is so different for some reason than when it was illegal and smoking it. Even though I was still doing it anyway, the past is the past. It's still something going on. So this is very awesome, because a lot of lives are finally going to be able to realize who they are when it comes to people that say that they're dealing with bipolarness or manic depression. Bipolar depression, combine the two. This is all what was going on with me. I can tend to say that psilocybin mushrooms has changed my life. I say this a lot on the channel. That's why this is on now, going live on Instagram at the same time. But that's why this is cool now. Like the conversation, remember, just Thai guys, folks, is before I go farther, we do not condone the use of illegal or legal drugs. I'm not saying to go out and do any of this. Do not recreate anything that you see or hear on this channel. It's for documentational purposes only. So do not recreate anything you hear. But the conversation on these plant medicines, psychedelics, need to be had. And we've been saying this during the SciTop podcast, the live streams for a couple years now, that the person that's going to mouthpiece for the mushroom has to come out of multiple faces because of how people grew up. The conversation, start the conversation. That's where they come from. Because a lot of people share your story, because a lot of people have this authority figure in their head, this voice. And you probably don't match that authority figure voice. Now, mushrooms overall, they help me make that authority figure voice in my head, just my own voice, instead of having all the outside influences. And that is a huge another benefit to throw in there. But since a lot of people still have other authority figures in their head, they're not going to believe anything that a lot of people say, even if it is a fact. We see this a lot in our society. You see it a lot in your family, a lot in school, a lot in your friends, probably sometime in yourself as well. But why I bring this up is because my mother called me 7:30 this morning saying that she was watching the Wendy Williams show. The Wendy Williams show, guys. Let's take a break with that. Just Ty. And who was on the Wendy Williams show? Dr. Oz, the Oz man, Dr. Oz, not King Oz, but Dr. Oz. And what he was talking about was psilocybin containing mushrooms. The magic mushroom, which I believe he did a long time ago. That's why he had that calm persona, was able to grasp a lot of different things and still able to be grounded enough to present it on TV. Hey man, actuality. So don't get it confused when you hear that. When you start hearing, or when you hear me say on this channel, that is a lot of top CEOs of tech companies, magazine companies, a lot of these startup companies, JP Morgan, the JP Morgan company, all of these companies have been started because of psychedelics. All the Silicon Valley, Steve Jobs saying LSD, DMT, psilocybin mushrooms is considered the tryptamine family. If you look at their chemical structure, mushrooms edible DMT, because it has a phosphorus indole added to like the top part right here, so that is different. But all of this is the same. LSD, and it's all related to the serotonin that is endogenous in your brain already. And some people say we have DMT endogenous in our brain, but overall it's all related to the chemical structure of serotonin and tryptophan. A lot of people take tryptophan and melatonin to sleep and for other awesome things, other benefits, but if these are all derivative of tryptophan, which is all found in our body and found out in nature, found all the way out in nature. And these plants, these tech companies, these people that's not going to give you their name, they're out here participating in these experiences and coming back with information that seems like magic to most people once integrated back into their area of study, which can be in coding, technology, art, music. I'm waiting for it to get into politics so that we can change the game of politics just all together. But that's still a dream. That's still a dream. But shout outs to Denver. I'm just gonna go throw it back in there. Shout outs to Denver for starting the step. And this is not even a startup step. This is like the 20th, 50th step. So it's just another step in a long journey of what it's going to take to get us out of the rut that we are in destroying the earth, not taking care of the earth, and not taking care of our own bodies, not knowing how to take care of our own body. And that's what my mom was hype about. She was saying about Dr. Oz. She was saying, yeah, you was talking about stuff you talking about using the future and stuff. And I was like, this is my mom telling me this. This is wild. And what she was saying, Dr. Oz was saying was, what she said Dr. Oz said was a lot of things that we say on the channel, how it helps with people with bipolar depression that's not able to figure out their feelings, not really able to know what's going on. You know, a lot of outside doctors, even if they tell you something because they had a lot of experience dealing with different people, you still won't believe it because you need to hear it for yourself. You need to hear it for yourself. These plants put you in encounter with yourself on the first level. On the first level, you encountering yourself, and on many levels that words don't even comprehend, but only things that you know, and then you start know that you know, and your confidence will start building up. There's a lot of depression going over here just based off of lack of confidence, lack of skill, lack of a lot of things. And this helps me build up my skill as well with my creative factor. I'm getting so creative. All these paintings that you see me display, I've been coming up with these because of psychedelics. And what I mean by that is I used to always love painting and everything as a kid. I used to love art class. That was my favorite class. And not just because I wanted to escape from math or reading, because I like math and reading just as well. But it was something to it. It was something to it that I just felt so connected. I wanted to study art history and things. But then I just let it all go. I went into depression, went into the teenage years and stuff, and I was like, it just wasn't my forte. I appreciated art, but it wasn't just like for me to sit down. It wasn't, nah. But then since dealing with these mushrooms, I'm able to connect with that part of myself, that childhood aspect of myself that just wanted to draw, that just wanted to paint. And now that I'm doing that, I'm keeping it up, and it's going to keep expanding and expounding on out until infinity. And it's just awesome. It's just awesome that I'm able to now reconnect with that ability and that self-awareness within myself to have the patience. Patience is what these psychedelics get you to do. Patient with yourself. More patient with yourself than anybody else in the world have ever been patient with me, at least. A lot of people have probably grew up in different kind of families, but a lot of people that grew up in the hood, a lot of people that grew up in a lot of dysfunctional families didn't get the attention that they needed. Didn't get the love that they needed. They got something that allowed them to survive all the way up to this point. But it's something that I say is something more than surviving. It's a switch where you start living and you start saying, I got the keys to survive. Now let's start living. And them keys exist in your mentality. Keys exist in your head. These plant medicines are not like cocaine, not like meth. It's not even like the opioids that Big Pharma is describing. If you want more in-depth, check out True Life Stories, so that he has other people come on and tell their stories about what goes on with mushrooms and their trip stories and how it changed their lives. But as well, check out my stories that I've been uploading. And even sometimes while I was going through some things, I would just turn on the camera so that it can be live and on display so that we can all have a conversation and come to a grander conclusion than what I was even coming up with or what I would have just came up with on my own. So when I say that this is the real deal, this is the real deal. And I'm happy that it's just moving like this. It's moving like this. And my mom was still saying, I don't know if I should take it. I don't know if that's for me. But still, it was in her head because she was saying, this is what she was saying. And she was starting to really break down and cry while she was talking to me. She was saying, seeing other people talk about their stories like this on a humble level. Even Dr. Oz just coming on the Wendy's show and talking about depression and stuff. And she was saying, just hearing them talk made her feel more comfortable, made her feel comfortable within herself, or made her be able to deal with certain aspects at that moment. So guys, when I say the conversation is real, when I say your voice is real, while your story needs to be told, if you have participated in these experiences and you feel a little shaken up, just find a way to display it. It's been displayed though, I could say, all in our face. It's in all the movies, in all the animation. It's in a lot of movies from the 80s and 90s, and even in today's comedy and things. All of these experiences have changed the lives of these people so much, but because of the stigmatism placed on them, they're not going to say what they did. They're not going to bring it up. And you're just going to give them superhuman status, as if you can never achieve that superhuman status if you're not that superhuman status already. So that's this. Just guys, just think about these things. Eventually, wouldn't it be cool to be able to, I want to legally in the future be able to hold psilocybin ceremonies with people. Imagine that. We do that with cannabis all the time. Like, yeah, pass the L around the cipher. We gonna feel good. We gonna have a conversation as much as the tree is allowing us, and we gonna go and do that good stuff. Imagine that with mushrooms. Imagine saying, man, just now you go to your friend's house, like, man, I know you needed this joint. I know you needed this right now. I know you needed this. Imagine being able to do that with psilocybin mushrooms. And they're non-addictive. Unlike cannabis, which other people say not addictive either, but magic mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms have a safety profile that's much less than cannabis. Because imagine when you're smoking cannabis, it's still smoke, it's still heated up matter that's going into your body. So it's still something up with that. But with mushrooms, the safety profile is like so much lower, and it even helps promote neurogenesis and homeostasis, achieve homeostasis in the brain. So you get new brain cells, literally. New brain cells, just keep it simple like that. Listing off everything. Congrats. Again. What I was saying about the conversation. I want to be able to hold these ceremonies or just have one-on-one conferences with people. I really want that to be part of my life, where I'm able to help people legally with their mentality, with their mental, and help them get a grasp on reality. Because a lot of people don't have a grasp on reality, don't know what's real. And we still ask that question, what's real? I'm not saying I have the answers, but a trip allows you to come to these conclusions to yourself, allows you to interact with yourself on a whole nother level. And sometimes you need a little person there just to facilitate it. And make sure things are going good. You don't want to just skydive off the cliff, off the airplane by yourself the first time. Sometimes you probably just want somebody there just in the corner just to say, hey. Don't ask if you're okay though, but just man. If y'all know about these experiences, you know what I mean. But I think that would be an awesome thing. And this can be happening not just in my world, but in many people's world. So there's people not out here doing these things in the wrong setting. What I mean by wrong is just setting is ones that's not going to benefit them. The ones that's just going to terrorize them a little more or have them more confused about what was going on with their life even before they took it. Because some people in the end just need somebody to talk to, or they just don't have the tools or know how to set things up for themselves so they can be calm in the first place. So that would be cool to be able to set up situations for people, to set up arenas for people. Hey, what's going on, Micah Love? And I'm recording right there too, so I didn't even know this was on. Yeah, it's gonna allow people to finally be able to deal with themselves, as I keep saying. And I want to provide that setting. or the set, because the setting, when you hear about settings, like make sure you have the right setting before you go in this. The set is where you are. The setting is your mindset, where you are in your mind. So with having some talks before, this is how they did it back in the 60s, and I think it's cool to do some therapy talk before, get things off your chest before going into these ceremonies, and then when you go in it, you're already in that level where you like, all right, I'm dealing with some stuff. So when you gotta really deal with the stuff, it's cool and everything is all fine and dandy. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this video off right here. Oh, this cut off. But thanks guys for tuning in. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all around, guys. But I'll leave y'all with this. We all tie, but do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I really don't know. Till next time, this is your guy Ty, T-A-I, not T-H-I like the food. Saying Ty always, Ty always.